Vulcan, can you shed some light on this? Because this drives me crazy when I hear women say this. Oh, well, you're intimidated because no, I am not intimidated by you. Can you shed some light on a man doesn't have to like what you do? It doesn't mean we're insecure. It doesn't mean we're threatened by you. It just means we are a leader and we know what you're doing is stupid. Can you shed some light? Because every woman that makes some money, the moment she claims her independence and this is, they just can't handle me. They always look at it like we're the one insecure. And we're looking at them like, yeah, I don't even know you're in danger. You're in danger of being single and getting a cat.
Well, I think part of it, and I would kind of want to open up to everybody else before I went, but I'll go ahead and go first. And if anybody wants to step in, let me know. But I think we got this word insecurity all wrong. There's some things we should not be secure in because there's no security there. And sometimes you're in a market where your field of study or your jobs are unstable. There's a lack of security there, and you'd be right to sense the lack of security in that. So sometimes ladies say, you're just being insecure. Well, because what you're presenting to me is a unstable situation. But I think people get wrapped up in the wording and, we think, we got to be secure at all times. So if you're calling me insecure, then that means that you're saying I'm the problem. And really, I'm not being insecure. We deny our insecurity when the truth of the matter is, yes, that's an insecure situation. So I'm not secure in that. So I would say that's the first point. It's okay to look at something and be like, yeah, I'm not secure in that. So I'm not going to put my footing on that, right? So now the question should be, is that something that I should be secure in? Now we're having a more intellectually robust conversation that can actually be productive. So I would say that's the first part. The second part is intimidation by a woman who's being successful. There probably are some. I hate to say this, I've seen men who are insecure with women who are taller than them. I've seen men who are insecure with women who make more money than them. I was shocked to find out, like, what? What does that have to do with you? But there are some men who really are doing that. My issue with a lot of ladies who are saying that is they're not even asking the right question to determine what kind of man are you. Are you the man who's insecure because she makes more money or makes good money? Or are you the man who's like, okay, look, I'm aware of how some of the reasons why women typically leave men. So if you're a lady who's works with engineers or works with lawyers all day, and you see me, I'm a janitor, or I have a good job as a managing at McDonald's and stuff like that, are you going to be okay with seeing men who are making 3-4 times what I make as your advancement in your career? Are you still going to be able to submit to me and look at and admire me as a leader in the home when you got all that going on? Now, I asked that question. He goes, you're being insecure. Then I realized she's not mature enough to have this conversation yet. But that is a legitimate reason that ladies do leave men. You hear the catchphrase all the time, we grew apart. When you ask them to unpackage that growing apart thing, you realize, well, I was going this way with my life and he was going this way. We know that women leave marriages 70-80% of the time, 90% of the time, depending upon how many degrees they have. And that's a reality. So to me, I'm going to more base it off how she's able to have the conversation. We need to educate women to be able to help them determine what kind of man they're dealing with. If they're dealing with a man who's truly insecure because of deficiencies in himself, insecure because of what's being presented to him, or he's a man who's just seeing what's going on and saying, okay, let's get ahead of this thing. Let's be proactive rather than reactive. So that's how I would address that, Derek.
Gotcha. No, I agree. I mean, jeez.
Yeah, you do hear that narrative a lot, and that's a good point that you make. So, some notes or some thoughts I'm thinking what Vulcan just said. It's okay to be insecure about certain things, especially if you evaluate and see some things that's unstable. It's not wise to still be secure in things that it's not going. You can predict how the outcome is not going to be in your favor. So that's good. I want people to really take note of that. That was pretty good.
Yeah, just to give one quick example, I remember I went through a season, and I'm a little ashamed to admit it, where I was leaving the key in the door. I'm getting home from work, leaving the key in the door, and that wasn't a very secure thing. So somebody would have took that an insecure way. They have a good reason to do so.
Yeah.
The place wasn't secure. It was only for like a couple of weeks, but I was leaving my key in the door when I would walk in the house. So that's a legitimate reason to be insecure.